What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, back in HD, as you could tell, and I'm here to give you my top 100 matches of the year. If you guys are new to this channel, you guys know that I always do the top 100 matches of each year. This time with it being 2017, and we're culminating to an end. I'm pretty sure I could talk about this now, and yeah, let's just do it. The way I do it in 5 parts. Part 1 being 100 through 76. Part 2 being 75 through 51. Part 3 being 50 through 26. Part 4 being 25 through 11. And the final part will be my top 10. My 10 favorite matches of the year. But here, let's kick it off with number 100. Oh, by the way, the only promotions I will use is WWE, NXT, ROH, New Japan, Lucha Underground, and a little bit of course, the Mae Young Classic, which technically is WWE. But yeah, those are the only promotions I'm gonna use. So just in case you're wondering, no GFW because I barely even saw it. So I'm just saying. Anyways, kicking it off at number 100, we have the Young Bucks versus War Machine versus the Best Friends from ROH's Best in the World. 3 great teams just kicking it off and having a great match at ROH's Best in the World. Honestly, this was a pretty good year for tag team matches. And this is no different. This was a really good match, and I really enjoyed it at ROH. Young Bucks is easily one of my favorite tag teams right now, and yeah, they had a great match with both War Machine and the Best Friends, and I've heard that War Machine's coming to NXT. That's what I just been heard, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Speaking of tag teams, coming in at number 9 is the Usos versus American Alpha from SmackDown, March 21st. Yes, this was a little bit before WrestleMania, and this match should have honestly been at WrestleMania considering how awesome this match was. The Usos became champions after this, and they've became easily the best tag team of the year. And this is just the start of their rise, as I should say. So yeah, that was great for American Alpha to put over the Usos, and eventually American Alpha split. And you know, one leads to greatness, the other one leads into another tag team, sort of. And by sort of, I mean Jordan is sort of a main eventer, even though he sucks on the mic. Coming in at number 8. Prince Puma versus Dante Fox from Lucha Underground, August to the 2nd of August. This was a pretty good match. These guys definitely showed it. Not a lot of Lucha Underground matches made it this year, considering that we didn't really get much about it. We mainly had a Cueto Cup and Ultima Lucha 3. That's about it. But damn, this was a good match. Part of the Cueto Cup tournament. Prince Puma eventually beats Dante Fox, and honestly, one of the best matches in Lucha Underground, you know, one of the best matches from Lucha Underground this year, of course. 97, Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair from the Mae Young Classic, Episode 5. Real quick, what did I think about the Mae Young Classic? I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Simply for the fact that this was so corporate up the ass. They basically made, what's her name? Shayna Baszler be the main focus about this, just so they could set up the horsewomen versus horsewomen, which probably will never happen, just by knowing how WWE works. So, you know, but anyways, aside from that, Kairi Sane had a great match with Bianca Belair. Honestly, Kairi Sane was the highlight of the whole classic. It's no doubt about it, and no wonder she won, because she was an MVP. Wish she won the NXT Women's Championship, but what can you do? Down the road, Kairi Sane has a bright future in NXT. Aleister Black versus Kyle O'Reilly from NXT, August 2nd. Yeah, this is my 96 match, also on August 2nd. Damn, 2 great matches back to back. Aleister Black and Kyle O'Reilly. This is Kyle O'Reilly's debut. Eventually, he joins the Undisputed Era. Aleister Black and Kyle O'Reilly had a great match, and it shows here. And I really enjoyed this match. Definitely a really good match, good back and forth, well paced, and shows that Kyle O'Reilly is a really good in-ring worker on his own. 95, Christopher Daniels versus Jay Lethal versus Cody Rhodes from ROH / New Japan Pro Wrestling's War of the Worlds. I didn't see War of the Worlds. I did see this triple threat match, and a lot of people are hating on it. I thought it was good. I really enjoyed the match. It was a really good match. Jay Lethal, Cody Rhodes, and Christopher Daniels. What can you go wrong? Maybe like, Christopher Daniels is a lot older, so he can't take as many bumps as he could back in the day. But I mean, he still pulled off a great match. Coming in at number 94, an underrated gem, as I call it. Bray Wyatt, John Cena, and AJ Styles from SmackDown, February 24th. This was basically John Cena claiming his rematch, AJ Styles claiming his rematch, so they decided, fuck it, let's just put the three of them in a match, and, it shows the mini feud between Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles and John Cena, while Bray Wyatt takes the advantage. It was a great match. Eventually this led to, of course, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, which sadly sucked. And you know what? I really feel bad for Bray Wyatt. He could have easily been a bigger star. Why they didn't do him good? I don't know why. At number 93, Bobby Roode versus Hideo Itami from NXT TakeOver Chicago. Either man could have won and I would have been happy. This was a great match. But it basically showing two different styles, like the stiff Japanese wrestling versus regular punches. That's what I like about this match. No big moves, just two men that hated each other and want the NXT Championship going at it, and it was a good match. At number 92, Hiroki Goto versus Zack Sabre Jr. from New Japan Pro Wrestling Sakaru Genesis. Good match, again, what you expect out of these two. Definitely a really interesting year for Zack Sabre Jr. He took on mainly New Japan Pro Wrestling. And granted, he succeeded because he's had great matches, and you'll see going down the list, and this was another great match. Coming in at number 91, Kurt Angle and The Shield versus The Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Kane. And this would have been higher if it was actually Roman Reigns instead of Kurt Angle. And I like Kurt Angle, obviously. He's one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time, but you could tell that he hardly took bumps, and it just kind of took me out of it. But it was still a great match to see, and I really enjoyed it. Definitely just a crazy all over the place match, and that's what I like about matches like this. If they, obviously if a TLC match is not gonna have a belt on the line, might as well just go at it and have great, just everybody just beating the fucking shit out of each other. At number 90, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr. from the New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax 27, the first day. Definitely, this is the perfect way to kick off the G1 Climax tournament. And that says a lot, saying that this is number 90 and there's still a bunch of matches to go. This was a really good match, and I really enjoyed that these two guys had a great chemistry. Eventually, they had a much better match that we'll get to later. At number 89, John Cena and Roman Reigns from No Mercy. This match was a bit disappointing, the fact that it didn't go as long. I mean, it did go long. It's just that it wasn't what we expected it to be, but it was still a great match. I mean, the only thing that really took me out of it was that handshake, considering how amazing that feud was with then going at it, John Cena burying Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns burying Cena, and you know what I'm saying? And they played it off like this is John Cena's last match. Come on, guys, it's not his last match. And this was, I mean, like I said, still, I would recommend people to go watch it. Two of the last two big names, it was great. And if it was at WrestleMania, chances are this match could have been better. Speaking of WrestleMania, coming in at number 88 is Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens from WrestleMania 33. Great match out of these two. Definitely, these guys had one of the best feuds going into it. Honestly, it was my most anticipated match of the night. While it's not as higher, it was still a great match, and it eventually led to Kevin Owens, the face of America. Jericho going off doing his own. They had a couple matches in between, but then, Jericho starts doing stuff in his own. I mean, shit, he's going to take on Kenny Omega in 2 weeks, I think. So that's saying a lot. So Jericho, good job for putting Kevin Owens over, and Kevin Owens, you won the U.S. belt. You're one tag belt away from being a Grand Slam champion and being up there with the likes of Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, and many others. Coming in at number 87, Tomohiro Ishii versus Zack Sabre Jr. from the New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 special on the USA Night 2. Oh man, I kind of wish I was there because I'm like, fuck, it wasn't that far from where I live. I mean, if I just drove over to LA and bought tickets for this show, it would have been awesome. And yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. and Tomohiro Ishii. Again, Zack Sabre Jr. just having classics with new guys and from New Japan Pro Wrestling, like Tomohiro Ishii definitely knows how to put people over. Even though he won the match, he still made Zack Sabre Jr. look like $1,000,000, and that's great of Ishii and Sabre to have a great match. So there's that. Coming in at number 86, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman from Raw, August 7th. This is the last man standing match. Good match. This debuted Braun Strowman throwing a chair at you, which was awesome. Honestly, if Roman Reigns was going to win, I would have been fine with it. The fact that the ref stopped the count just because Samoa Joe put him in a chokehold was pretty weird. But, you know, Braun Strowman winning, going over, is good enough for me. Coming in at number 85, John Cena versus Shinsuke Nakamura from August 1st. Honestly, the biggest shocker of the year. No one expected Shinsuke Nakamura to pin John Cena clean, which is pretty odd to say because now Jinder Mahal beat him clean, so it makes no fucking sense. But anyways, besides that, Cena and Nakamura had a great match. It could have been better if, one, no commercial breaks, and two, we had it at an actual pay-per-view, because this was not a match you give out for free. I don't know why WWE did that. It's kind of like when they gave you Goldberg and Hogan from Nitro for free. Remember that? Definitely WWE better learn what is and what isn't worth having on TV and stuff. So just next time if these guys have a rematch, definitely put it on pay-per-view. And eventually this led to John Cena almost hurting his neck. Thankfully he's alright, and Nakamura, just be careful next time. Coming in at number 84, DIY versus The Revival from January 11th. This was at the very beginning of NXT. This would have been higher, but it technically counts as a 2016 match. But anyways, it was still a great match to watch. And I really enjoyed DIY and The Revival killing it in the ring once again. Coming in at number 83, Catrina versus Ivelisse from Ultima Lucha 3. A lot of people hated this match. I don't give a shit. This was a great match. 10 minutes, basically a match that was so bloody. I said in my review, this is the sexiest, bloodiest match I've ever seen. Basically, two women that hate each other. They're hot. They're beating the fucking shit out of each other with bottles and stuff. It was a great match. I don't know why people hate it so much. I really, really enjoyed this match a lot. Coming in at number 82, Johnny Gargano versus Kassius Ohno from NXT December 6th. This is a very recent. People were telling me that this match was great, so I went to go watch it. And yeah, this was a great match. And Johnny Gargano finally gets a victory for once. You know, the underdog storyline is like wrapping up soon. I guess he's on his way to become NXT champion down the road, hopefully, because Johnny Gargano is awesome. Kassius Ohno, you're great too. I would say lose weight, Cassius, but as long as you're still having great matches, I'm okay with that. Coming in at number 81, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus Cesaro and Sheamus from No Mercy. This was another great match. This led to Cesaro breaking his teeth in and just showing that Cesaro's still a badass, just still fighting through that injury. And it was a great match. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, Cesaro and Sheamus have great chemistry. Too bad that they have too many matches and it kills the vibe out of them, but you know, the earlier matches, they were awesome matches. I'm just saying. Coming in at number 80, we have Kazuchika Okada versus Minoru Suzuki from New Japan Pro Wrestling's The New Beginning in Sapporo. They had a much better match down the road, but this was another good one. I really thought it was a good main event for that show. And yeah, it was a nice match, and Kazuchika Okada proves that he's still the best. Coming in at number 79, Prince Puma and Pentagon Dark. From Lucha Underground's August 23rd. This is the finals of the Cueto Cup, and Puma wins. Either man could win, and I would have been happy, and I was glad that, you know, Pentagon won. Eventually, Pentagon does become Lucha Underground champion, but, it was great. Puma beats Pentagon, and they had a great match. That's all I gotta say. Coming in at number 78, this was a really interesting match. Pete Dunne versus Johnny Gargano from NXT, November 22nd. This was like less than 10 minutes, and it was amazing. These two guys definitely had great chemistry, and these guys definitely tore the house down. I wish it was actually at NXT TakeOver War Games instead of what we got here. It was still a great match, but damn, it should have been on. It should have been on the main show of NXT TakeOver War Games. Can you imagine how much better NXT War Games could have been with this match added to it? Just take off Ohno and Sullivan and put this match in. Hell, you have easily the best TakeOver maybe ever. So yeah, that's saying a lot. Coming in at number 77, Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler from the Mae Young Classic Finals. This was a great match. The crowd made it for me. I mean, Shayna Baszler, despite me being mad that it was mainly based on her and the Horsewomen, I was still glad that we had this match to go. And it was a great match, and I really, really enjoyed it. But wrapping up this list, at number 76, Kushida versus Kenny King from Death Before Dishonor 11, ROH. This was a great match for the TV championship. Definitely these two guys had great chemistry. Definitely a new taste as far as like new guys fighting, so I really enjoyed that match, and this was a really good match to watch. That will be it for part 1. Part 2 coming soon rather than later. Anyways, that's it for part 1. Part 2 coming soon. Again, it's me, the ALE XX Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and until then, I'm out.